The head of CBI says the agency found anomalies in more than 1,000 cases handled by Missy Woods. He says it notified district attorneys and retested DNA in 14 cases where the DAs requested it. But he admits it hasn't notified defense attorneys, victims, or defendants, some of whom were convicted and sent to prison on the basis of the evidence.
According to our accreditation standards, we give all of that information to the DA's offices. I cannot speak as to what they did with it.
CBI Director Chris Schaefer told the Joint Budget Committee his lab would lose its accreditation if he shared information about evidence with anyone other than district attorneys. And if they don't want to retest the evidence, he says, there's nothing he can do. That didn't sit so well with some lawmakers.
If it's just given to the DAs, but the folks that were perhaps wrongly convicted don't know that their DNA evidence is in question, then that seems like a problem.
James Carbach with the Public Defender's Office agrees.
A contract for accreditation is supposed to enhance the reliability of the lab and ensure it, not inhibit doing justice when major misconduct has occurred.
Carbach says public defenders have filed open records requests with district attorneys, but the AG's office has worked to block the release of information. And he says retesting evidence isn't enough.
Is there enough material on the test to retest the swab that's already been tested? If you swab the same area, are you testing the exact same DNA, or is it microscopically different in some way? There's a much more detailed look and review of these cases that need to occur.
Which is why he's working with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to bring a bill that would start by guaranteeing defendants and victims are notified in cases of lab misconduct.
Once they get notice, we ought to give defendants who have been convicted the right to have a lawyer appointed if they can't afford it, to assist them in figuring out whether there's merit to a post-conviction motion and getting all the facts to put that in writing to a court to ask for relief. Can it all be perfectly sorted out? It remains to be seen. But right now we're not even on track to have a process and the resources and the procedures to fairly do that. And for the integrity of our system of justice, we got to do it.
While CBI says it's identified anomalies in about 1,000 cases, Carbach says it hasn't said how it did so or even what an anomaly even means, which is why he wants CBI to turn over all the cases Woods worked on so public defenders can review them for themselves. Sean Boyd, covering Colorado First.